everything, yeah. My everything is you, Lord. Yeah. Ha-ha. Oh, 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 oh. Everybody say, ah. How can I express my gratitude for all the many things you've done for me? Words are not enough, enough to say thank you. So Lord, you are my everything. You're my everything. How can I express my gratitude? How can I express my gratitude for all the many things, Father, you done for me, yeah. Words are not enough to say thank you. So Lord, you are, you're my everything. See, I call you Jireh, Lord, my provider. I call you Nisi, you are my battle. I call you Rapha, hey, you are my healer. Say, Lord, you are.
This is our world. Here we are in our community. There are the laws. There are the regulations. We have BWF Solicitors. BWF Solicitors, experts in all aspects of the law, family law, civil litigation, all immigration and nationality issues, representation in court, marriage and divorce. We pride ourselves to give you excellent legal services and follow through till we get you the right result and decisions. That is our mutual satisfaction. We have a team of excellent qualified solicitors and support team to help you every step of the way. Our senior partner, with over 30 years of unbroken service to the community, is a member of the Family Law Panel and has advised several lawyers and institutions in many legal matters. He is qualified to practice both in the UK and in Ghana. Come to us. Speak to us. Let us represent you. We are your trusted community partners when it comes to the law. Locate us on the 4th floor of the Anna House, 214 to 218 High Road at Seven Sisters in North London, N15 4NP. Nearest train station, Victoria Line to Seven Sisters Station, exit number 2. We are open for all consultations from Monday to Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Weekends by appointment only. Call us now on 0208 493 7340 or 077 127 61884. BWF Solicitors, your trusted legal partner.
Official poll. Question number 1. Law firm Bay and the one Anna House on top of the Seven Sisters Tube Station, exit number 2. No. BWF Solicitors. Correct. It is that time of the year again. BWF Solicitors, our trusted community law firm at the Christmas quiz competition. No, Ababiomo. We have gone through 2022 together. We have celebrated 30 years of our senior partners on broken service to the community. And through so, someone so will be winning prizes from the annual quiz competition. No more. Listen, every 1st December, Ecosi 23rd December 2022, following on all our social media platforms, Afi on BW Radio, BWTV, any Rainbow Radio show, answer very simple and interesting questions, and you will stand a chance of winning a massive prize. First prize, 2-week stay in Ghana, flight and accommodation covered. Second prize, £500 cash. Third prize, £200 cash, plus many other consolation prizes. Afi Chapeau. BWF Solicitors. For legal matters, but you be handle no pepe at the amount. You 214 to 218 Tottenham High Road, no so London N15 4NP 4th floor of the Anna House. Freying was 0208 493 7340 or emergency number 077 127 61884. With over 30 years of service to the community, we are your trusted community lawyers. Yamo Official Poe. Merry Christmas.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Michelle Munina and confirm sharing our Facebook Live, so YouTube, so Madam Munina say, we bumpire say, Yamia Domun now here, meaning say, government can say, in Yari be a war, apart from COVID, no, you was straight pay and coffee aba, but I'm praying say munina nyame aba mo ho ban a munina mo ye and then they at least say mo aba ye da nyame ase say mo abeka yensa na yetumi edi edwumede me ma munina nso afihya me pompa say next year nso ebe ye yeah munina be hu nyame nsa amo e wo mabo abrum. As you can see, we are still waiting for our host, but I will start off with a little bit of updates just so that we can have a bit of time to just wait for him. As we all know, the year is almost coming to an end. I mean, and then 15th of December, I carry 2 weeks back, na yeah, na aba every year. And when it comes to immigration law, nneɛma no bi wɔ hɔ a ɛhyehyɛ a yɛnim sɛ deɛ aba mu. God being so good, no, I know say when it comes to fees no nso so, nyame ayɛ adom a I try some be reduces fees ni as it stands with the further leave to remain applications na ɛno deɛ ɛda hɔ saa the fees haven't changed much for further leaves to remain 2.5 leaves to remain no in say no dear that's so the same price which is £1,042, and then the immigration health surcharge is £1,560. In addition to that, you have the biometric fee of £19.20. When it comes to applications such as fee waivers for nationalities for children nti wowɔ akwadaa under the age of 18, saa akwadaa no bɛtumi apply for fee waiver sɛ wonni saa sika no a wode bɛtua ne fees na which is the 1,012 na you can apply for fee waiver. And then in terms of nkurɔfoɔ a naturalization nti ebi a wopɛ ne mu no wopɛ sɛ wo naturalize nti ɛno no saa no nso if you are doing the application it is still the £1,033. Ɛno no saa no at least wonim sɛ wonni sika no a unfortunately you cannot apply for fee waivers to say nkɔlaa no. You will have to definitely make the application with your fee ready. They have said in their guidance, fee waiver guidance, say we a family into only in Colano and a more application or not want to mean to fees nedia and dear. So to me share or diencia onto me into your fees with evidence of bank statements and in Kekanwa ever share were expenses and then income non so send your to me ashrim ashre senya to me ayɛ afa family naturalization application no nti sɛ ɔmo bɛma mo ɔmo nyinaa fee waiver a ɔmo bɛhwɛ na ɔmo ehu sɛnea ɔmo bɛtumi ama mo fee waiver to make the application. In terms of nkurɔfoɔ a yɛnka ne sɛ ɔmo ɛba kurom ha anaasɛ ɔmo wɔ kurom ha a ɔmo ɛyɛ applications either for student visa anaasɛ skilled worker visa. Now first no meaning some tua 700 for student visa, and then there were some skilled application fees that were just over £700, but now almost reduced to about £624 for each application. Nti saa nkurɔfoɔ a wɔyɛ saa students anaasɛ skilled worker visas no ɔmo fees no ɔmo ate so nti is I mean it's just about rights for nkurɔfoɔ a wɔyɛ saa applications no. And in regards to IHS wɔyɛ application which is not indefinite leave to remain a yɛn nyinaa yɛnim sɛ wobɛtua biribi a yɛfrɛ no immigration health surcharge. Nti sɛ woba kurom ha na woyɛ visa application for a limited period of time, then they will ask for you to pay for that immigration health surcharge. So we pay more, almost say, and then £624 a year. Into depending on the number of years I'm the bema on a normal calculate I catch yourself feeling say. And now crampo say bia say ka say yeah application ama akwala no ebetua immigration health surcharge no. Into that immigration health surcharge no is about £470 for akwala no a year. Nti also san also ɛwɔ hɔ. Nti I know that most people who come as students and now say as skilled workers no, some person ɔmo application na ɛma ɔmo dependents ɔmo kunu and now say yere and now say ɔmo mba na they will also have to factor in the immigration health surcharge fee and also in terms of the application charges. Nti and also ɛwɔ hɔ ɛma yɛn students ɛne health care workers any nkurɔfoɔ a wɔyɛ applications under the skilled worker routes. Meaning, so in terms of EA nationals who are applying, no, usually it is half the fee. Into if you're an EA national who is applying for a skilled worker visa, no, then it will be half the fee that a normal person who is making an application to the UK would be paying, because there's concessions for EA nationals to also come and work here in the UK. And I know say for skilled workers, their own fee no still the reduced fee. Is I think so it's just over £400 for the application. And also SAN also ewo. So in speaking in terms of their fees, no, at least those who are skilled workers, those who are students, are benefiting more from the reduction. And I know that there are some other fees as well that have been reduced just for people who are making applications inside the UK and also outside of the UK as well. When it comes to yeah, general immigration rules and also, so I know that from time to time they make a few changes, and that is to do with how the wording is put, and I say appendices into almost become one and so be a frame. And in regards to Yambrano, when it comes to them updating information, they always do it such that they will let practitioners know say we na omo edi ahyem senya ebia so we application a onim say we na obey reference to in see, for instance, their private life applications. So oh kasa oh your application ama akola ebia akola no 87 years e wo krom ha, and know your private life application. And no saa no ɛna ɔmode appendix private life ɛbaeɛ, nti na formally no na ɛwɔ yɛ paragraph under your paragraph 276, nti ɛno no saa no na yɛka sɛ yɛyɛ application under paragraph 276 and na yɛnim sɛ yɛyɛ private life application, either sɛ akwadaa no spending 7 years ɛwɔ kurom ha, continuous period of 7 years ɛwɔ kurom ha, anaasɛ akwadaa no yɛnka ne sɛ wayɛ ne panin within 18 and between the ages of 18 to 25 years old. Nti ɔnyanduru 25 no, but obetumi akyerɛ sɛ was spending at least 5 years of ne life and as a more than half of ne life ɛwɔ kurom ha. Nti ɛno saa no was spending 5 years in the recent 5 years no, in this let's say current times, they have spent that continuous 5 years period as somebody who has immigration status, and I say omo sa qualifying period to show say omo atna ha with sa legal residence na omo no. And if they can show say they have stayed in the UK for that continuous qualifying period, which means that they were here legally now, then they would be able to make an application for indefinite leave to remain. Or it could be say, Watna Krumha, where the more than 18, and you are looking forward to with 20 years into ABR with 20 years ever soon next year, and they are looking at how you can prove say Watna a Krumha for 20 years. For some people, they may not be able to show their initial passport, but at least omo inyama to say letters any nkrofo nim omo to show say omo atna ekrom ha for at least 20 years. And ono sa no na oye application no under ye appendix private life to show say pa why ye start 20 years residence. It doesn't have to be legal residence into and no now oh say what's na hanum for that continuous period of 20 years ɛwɔ to me ɛde akyerɛ ɔmo sɛ ampa wɔafa me wɔ private life ɛwɔ kurom ha. Ebia within that time no nso na wɔahyia obi nti no ɔno nso saa no ɔbɛ sɛ ɔde ka ho sɛ ebia ɔwɔ ɛhokafo anaasɛ ɔwɔ partner bi ɛwɔ kurom ha. Ebia wowɔ mba nso nti ɛno nso saa na ɔsɛ wopɛ sɛ wode ka ho sɛ mesan nso ɛwɔ mba. So in that process, even if umbano any in krata, then you can say, oh yes, application no, to show that you also have family life in the UK apart from you qualifying for that 20 years. And no sano na omo amount 2.5 years. And so that is also another thing. I know say nkorɔfoɔ spending 20 years no amnesty to be able to get indefinite leave to remain. But unfortunately, government not INSA and say they have continued in the same stead as the 2012 government came in and implemented. Nti no sano na ochre caseworker and I say home office for no say will leave and I say was sitting na or de atna a chrome half for that period of time no 20 years into oh per se at least omushum na omutumi emma will sa leave to remain no senya obetumi adaso atna a chrome ha of course, with the 20 years leave to remain, no, omuma 2.5 not on the 10-year route. It's not on the 5-year route. Because most people who make applications under Appendix FM in him say you either have the 10-year route or the 5-year route. But with private life applications, no, for those who are applying to say omo atna no for that 20 years, no, it has to do with the fact that they have remained in this country and they will be granted a period of 30 months, which is 2.5 years for the period of time I only to me actually say on half for that 20 years. No? And then subsequently another 2.5 on the 10-year period until I almost to me actually say on 10 years lawfully and so to me I almost indefinite leave to remain into and also hall and then they brought other changes to do with the appendix settlement and confirm more either partner roots no so as now say parent roots no so now switching in between into ABA or partner route no so say na first no that parent route no so and answer first no or parent route no so to say I was switch about partner route no so and then you've had to switch again into say ube to me actually 10 years continuous lawful residence no under a appendix family settlement there then you can make that application to show say what's now either both on the private life no so say yameka and I say the parent route no so and I say the partner route no so and you've accumulated a period of 10 years in say no sano ope say omushum na omutumi emma o indefinite leave to remain bearing in mind say what part over the age of 18 now you will have to take the life in the UK test and the English language at a level B1 before you can make the application for indefinite leave to remain into and also ewo hosa. And I think say in Krofona Omo Atna Kromha since they were children, no, they are able to show say they've done GCSEs in English and some may have done A levels in English. In society there, then of course you don't have to do an English test. And on sano and that appendix English language, they can also show say because they have taken GCSEs or they have taken A levels ninty, they do not have to take the English language test. And I said they do not have to have an undergraduate degree to be able to uh, then qualify for that English language. And so almost meet our requirements. No? And that is also another good thing in terms of this year, the fact that they've also introduced appendix English language to make things a lot simpler. And in terms of sa applications no so woyɛ indefinite na wonim sɛ wowɔ saa fee of £2,404 including biometric fee no nso a ɔmobɛ charge wo no nso. Nti these are some of the changes that they have effected over the year, but at least we know that they are slowly and surely implementing them as the days go by. Nti mame gyina ɛhɛ yi a na yɛnkɔ yɛ host no hɔ.
Official poll. Question number 1. Law firm Bang and the one Anna House on top of the Seven Sisters Tube Station, exit number 2. No? BWF Solicitors. Correct. It is that time of the year again. BWF Solicitors, our trusted community law firm at the Christmas quiz competition. No, Ababiomo. We have gone through 2022 together. We have celebrated 30 years of our senior partners on brokering service to the community. And through so we'll be winning the prizes from the annual quiz competition. No, listen, every 1st December, Ecosi 23rd December 2022, following on all our social media platforms, on BW Radio, BWTV, any rainbow radio show. Answer very simple and interesting questions, and you will stand a chance of winning a massive prize. First prize, 2 weeks stay in Ghana, flight and accommodation covered. Second prize, £500 cash. Third prize, £200 cash, plus many other consolation prizes. Afi Chapeau. BWF Solicitors. For legal matters, but you be handle no pepe at the amount. You 214 to 218 Tottenham High Road, no so London N15 4NP 4th floor of the Anna House. Freying was 0208 493 7340 or emergency number 077 127 61884. With over 30 years of service to the community, we are your trusted community lawyers. Yamawa Chapeau. Merry Christmas.
This is our world. Here we are in our community. There are the laws. There are the regulations. We have BWF Solicitors. BWF Solicitors, experts in all aspects of the law, family law, civil litigation, all immigration and nationality issues, representation in court, marriage and divorce. We pride ourselves to give you excellent legal services and follow through till we get you the right result and decisions. That is our mutual satisfaction. We have a team of excellent qualified solicitors and support team to help you every step of the way. Our senior partner with over 30 years of unbroken service to the community is a member of the Family Law Panel and has advised several lawyers and institutions in many legal matters. He is qualified to practice both in the UK and in Ghana. Come to us. Speak to us. Let us represent you. We are your trusted community partners when it comes to the law. Locate us on the 4th floor of the Anna House, 214 to 218 High Road at Seven Sisters in North London, N15 4NP. Nearest train station, Victoria Line to Seven Sisters Station, exit number 2. We are open for all consultations from Monday to Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Weekends by appointment only. Call us now on 0208 49.
Okay, in narcissism last time. Okay, Uncle Nat. What would you get?
We're in charge, Yanko.
It's yeah, Facebook fans, silly Duma. Ene Wumpini Adam, Foster Fox, Helena Akumi, Nana Bob, Midamunina, Assistant Majoine Ejumede. In regards to your topic for Endeno, now yeah, share how can EU nationals who used to live in the UK apply under your EU settlement scheme? Into so Besha, Yena Yinim say of January 2020, 2019, no. EU for no yɛna with the UK government no ɛtena hɔ sɛ yɛbɛhwɛ agreement a yɛne ɔmo ɛbɛba so in terms of your exit no out of the EU until we exited the EU in January, but we had a transition period from January no to December of 2020, and then as of now, no, you said we have that withdrawal agreement. But before that time, we had our EA regulations 2006 and 2016 and other treaties now UK not signing up to. Nti sɛ yɛbɛkae a most EU nationals who would come to the UK will have that 3 months of admission na ɔmbɛtumi ɛde atena any member state. And then after the 3 months, they had to be able to show say they were qualifying people. Either say omo ye juma and I said they were self-employed and I said they were self-sufficient. And now Crampo say they were able to show say they have comprehensive sickness insurance and they were students. And I said they were having that comprehensive sickness insurance and they were self-sufficient. And so with that, no, they were able to show said they were qualifying people into they had a right to remain in that member state without even collecting any residence documents say almost a chroma because they had that right if they were able to show said they were qualifying people. And then fast forward to 2016, they obviously made changes to the EA regulations and they made it uh, sure that if you are an EA national or not an EA citizen now, what's it a Chrome hard DR, then you should be able to have something that documents will write no either as a right to residence card no and I say that permanent residence card no and so you had to be able to show say what's not a from her as a qualifying person, either for the period of time now, we'll say what's not hanum. And so say 5 years, then they would have given you the permanent residence blue card. And I said, now, less than 5 years now, they will still give you the blue card, but they will put on the residence certificate. In Senono Sano, na wode akyerɛ sɛ wowɔ saa registration certificate anaasɛ wowɔ saa permanent residence no. Then, of course, we had the exit out of the EU and they introduced the Appendix EU and the EU settlement scheme. No, Sanya EU nationals na omutu krom ha no yɛbɛbɔ ɔmo ho ban and because they knew say EU mmara no anaasɛ treaties ne regulations no ɛmbɔ ɔmo ho ban biom ne nti they had to make sure that the EU settlement scheme would be introduced sɛnea ɔmo betumi enya ɔmo ankasa ɔmo asetena ɛwɔ kurom ha. So the EU settlement scheme was introduced for your EU nationals. And sometimes you have people who will ask you, oh, metena UK, metena honom, ebi 10 years bi, ɛna mesan call back to me chrome na me free either Germany or Belgium or France. And mate say there will be a yɛfrɛ EU settlement scheme. Made to me I don't know whilst I am in France or in Germany or in whichever country that you are from. And sometimes you have to be able to look at a person and say, how are you able to show say now first what's a chroma and what the Appendix EU has said ne say so we share especially yeah Appendix EU 11 and now say Appendix EU 14. What it talks about is be our person or yeah application for limited leave to remain and answer indefinite leave to remain under your EU settlement scheme. And no sano na o say wait to me at say what's na a chrome ha as a relevant EA citizen. Into relevant EA citizen will be obiana oka EU countries na omuka EU and as a European Union no ho. Nti sɛ wobɛtumi akyerɛ sɛ na woyɛ saa EU relevant citizen a, then you should have been able to make an application by the specified date. Specified dates no ɛyɛ end of the transition period, which was 31st December 2020. But yɛnim say they are still allowing people to make the applications even now because of the fact say na ɔmo nim sɛ ebi mu wɔ hɔ a na ebia ɔmo nteyɛ nti they would not have been able to make the application at that time. Nti of course they had to give some allowance. Nti sɛ woyɛ application
lawyer nti wokyerɛ mu a saa time no ɔmo settle sɛ woanya no ano no sesei no ɔma bi mu ase so woanya bɛtumi ayɛ ne nnɛ a ɛnkɔfo ha
yes.
biammerɛ yɛde bɛma wo
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Into now almost ama dates no even up to the 30th of June 2021. And we all knew say, hey, so almost yen is idea and the Crawford and to me and yeah. But now if you're making the application, almost bisa say give a reasonable reason DNC are going to me and your application no at that date. Into they give a list of options. You have to either show say it was based on the fact that there were compassionate grounds into Abia now we are baby aya oba nasa baby so you didn't know, so you didn't apply. And now Crampo say it could have been the fact that you're a child into because you're a child, there is no way you would have known into that is also another reason. Another reason
na
is
sɛ
the fact that some
woanya woante announcement bi a woanya information biara anyway so ɛno nso ɔmo
yes, and see if you were not aware, say this was something that was going on, that could also be a reasonable reason to me the amount. So there are a list of options in regards to why and for into me and yeah. And I think say most people will find that there's a reason that they can click on or they can use and they will ask you for evidence of the reason and see I mean it's a unim so there's no evidence you can apply with to say now unim and see that's the only thing that you can give. So they are being very reasonable and flexible in terms of for applying to the scheme. So in terms of that reasonable reason no ebia na unim obia na ebia not a krom ha we feel krom ha but on bar back waka hye ne say sisi a yefrim de unnim senya obetumi assign aba biom. And most of the time most EU nationals and I say EA nationals no na omo ewo that right into any documented sheet of paper be a omo but because e be a omo ba ha ebe ye juma e be for 10 years 15 years and san omo kono they have it in the system say now ha and we know from our regulations say what's not have for that continuous 5-year period then you would have acquired that right to permanent residence just because you were able to show so now you were a qualifying person. And no sano they are saying say if you can show say you have a uh documented permanent residence and I said BBHS now or permanent residence you can make the application for the leave to enter. And I said if you had any form of indefinite leave to remain in the UK you can make the application. And I said ABR you can show say you had lived in the UK for a continuous period of 5 years, then you can make that application for indefinite leave to enter the UK. But there is a condition, and the condition is that you should be able to show this without there being any supervening event. Say you can't supervening event and also stressing. supervening event na kyerɛ sɛ ebia time na wobɛyɛ application no na free UK and I say you haven't been absent from the UK for more than 5 years. Into Oko Chrome no, indeed more than 5 years. And I say,
Okay.
Omwa be you in free Chrome ha. And I say,
Ɛnyɛ
Omwa
sɛ bi a
the
mebɛ wokɔba ɛnyɛ sɛ bi a wokɔba na mmom wakɔtena hɔ.
Debbie. Into
Okay.
Wako Chrome ha, what's na hosisia. And yet say you are going back and forth, and yeah, no, na yeah, can't nkurɔfo a akɔ back to ɔmo kurom a ɔmo te hɔnom but still na no ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo ba kurom ha as they used to, so they are looking at how they can come back they don't have to apply as a skilled worker and as a student and as a saa. Yeah. Nti ɛno no saa no you have to be able to show say now of course wote ha but you have that right to permanent residence and you have not stayed out of the UK for more than 5 years. And I say omo nyiwo emfiri krom ha. And I crampo say omo enka say omo deport o. And then in some instances they can exclude you because of wo behavior. In some say because of wo conduct anyway inyama why offenses are committing into they can exclude you from coming to the UK. Into say enye bibi saa dia, then you can make the application for either indefinite leave to enter and I say limited leave to enter. Limited leave to enter na kyerɛ sɛ wo a woyɛ relevant EU citizen no wokyerɛ ɔmo sɛ na wote kurom ha but wotena ha for less than 5 years. Nti ebia wo NI no bɛtumi akyerɛ sɛ na woyɛ adwuma wɔ ha anaasɛ na
Okay.
woyɛ self-employed person. Nti wo records no kyerɛ sɛ na wowɔ hanom a watena hanom for less than 5 years. Nti na wopɛ sɛ woyɛ application no to be able to come back to the UK. And no sano say wobetumi akyerɛ sɛ na you were not absent from the UK for more than 5 years there, then they can go ahead
But what
and
about so with
grant.
my justifier? And I said, "Can be as soon as I say with me, I will have one one to say bro 5 years. When yourself in I will be justified. Be I say I was there because of this and this and this, and then meet me extra a pound sign.
And so usually no say if you were there for less than 5 years, like I said, oh your application no sincere, they will ask you why were you not able to make the application. You have to have a reasonable reason. Then say a
Okay.
1 year application no at the deadline which was 30th of June 2021. In say no understand you have to have evidence to back it up. In say now we are and I say BB how you put it on there for them to know. That is even separate from obia or application no because what's not new chrome no for more than 5 years. So what's not honor for more than 5 years dear, then they will count it as a supervening event. Into no sano, they will say unfortunately no, you cannot apply onto the EU settlement scheme because why absent and I said we're free chrome her for more than 5 years. Into I to say obi a ɔmpɛ sɛ ɔbɛyɛ ɛhanom ne kurom.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
no, so permanent residence now free hanom for more than 2 years I almost say and they will lose. But even this with the EU settlement scheme, no, they've given an allowance of an extra 3 years into not the 2 years that we normally know, but now almost say you can stay out for 5 years, but not more than 5 years.
Oh,
Into
okay.
that's the extra allowance for nkurɔfoɔ a EU nationals. Whereas obi a okita indefinite there, usually the case is that so okita indefinite now what's not a for so for more than 2 years automatically now we lose indefinite no. But for EU nationals, it's not like that. They're saying say so it's not honum for 5 years obetumi asan aba back. But if it's more than 5 years there and they will lose permanent
No, no.
residence and answer we use all rights no.
No, what kura wɔ hɔ nom a. Anyway,
Aha.
bɛsan apa makyɛw bio sɛ yɛntumi anhyɛ aseɛ ɛnnɛ ba nyame yɛ adom a next week Thursday deɛ kwan biara so no yɛbɛhyɛ aseɛ ɛbɛyɛ de bɛyɛ 2 hours kora nti wɔnhyɛ no soma no sɛdeɛ ɛbɛyɛ a yɛbɛtumi ayɛ friends quiz no ɛne callers no ade na nti yɛ na wahyɛ no nso but yɛwie dwumadie na sɛ wopɛ sɛ wo contact loyal Eunice na sɛ wo contact BWF Solicitors foɔ nso so a ɔmo numbers no ɛbɛyɛ 0208493740 ɛna ebi a na wopɛ sɛ wokɔ hɔ nso so a ɛno nso ɛyɛ directions no bɛyɛ tube no bɛyɛ 760 tube station exit 2 buses no yɛ 14976 243 259 279 318 476 and I can so say a Tesco ebe hono mo abetumi park your home for 90 minutes mo treat car no it is about the family law about immigration when someone here came about no litigation dispute resolution idea debt landlords so hon sensem tenant ne sa ne mani nyina na consumer credit ne contract sa ne mani nyina ba ade bia mra wo bia na contract bia wo bia no momodi a say obekọ BWF Solicitors na ọmahwẹ ẹdi ama nti ya na wahyẹ no so ẹdi asokotokuom baabi a bɛdu biara no family law ne immigration nti no mesrɛ bɔmmɔden afrɛ wɔ mo ba sɛ yɛ emergency na obi ho aka na bi a yɛakɔfo obi na wɔhu deɛ wɔnya ɔmfa na mmɛn fa nhyɛ ne wallet mu ɔyɛ yɛ ano apagya ansa na wɔ lɔya so ahu na agya wafrɛ saa telephone number si ɛyɛ 077 1276184 and 0753581391 and I war 07960201500. The shame brains to see there non do about our sima miensa. Ya kwe kakra na jamadaroma so the makano papa chu be pa na nyame adom kwa bia so no next week in there and 2 hours solid quiz no beba bia beba the missing in nani nyina be shim na ya contemporary ne nwa ne nkate to bia be kama kama nti mfa nche pa and all right lawyer to ask kakra wa.
Yes, into not me explaining the fact that when you look at more indefinite leave to remain, usually they can leave for a period of at least you can say 2 years, but say what's not sacrum no for more than 2 years and then now we lose so indefinite leave to remain, and that was applicable for more permanent residents and also more right to permanent residence. But with the EU settlement scheme, no, they have been generous and say almost 5 years and see say almost ekotina a for so for more than 5 years there, then they cannot return to the UK saying say omo sa permanent residence and no sa no na akoye to say obi a oni nkrata wo krom ha say so oye application of for to be able to come back to stay here, not forgetting say so we EU ni na over UK for visitor, you can still come to the UK on visit for at least 6 months. And when it's a share or biometric passports, na or almost say oh ba visit keke or ba na was sign which without any restrictions being in place. In see with Irish nationals ne deɛ yɛn nyinaa yɛnim sɛ ɔmo ɛyɛ yɛ sister country nti with the common travel agreements no, they are seen to be like one of us and so they come and go as they please, even though say ɔmo ka EU no ho no, they still come and go without having to show say they are just coming to visit. They can even come and live here if they want. It's almost enka EU appendix EU in Brano saying no. So with the Irish citizens, they come and go as they please. They can come and even stay here without anybody saying a word because almost star relationship no with the UK into their make no and share that and fat your Irish brothers and sisters no because they are seen to be under that common travel agreement and say they don't have to show evidence of whether almost at now for 5 years and as almost now for 5 years and I say almost bar with the permanent residents, they don't have to show all of that. But if they are coming because they want to be able to bring other family members are almost Irish and as a
Mhm.
family members are almost third country nationals there, then they
How
would
do you
have to
remember how?
ha then they
No.
would have to come under appendix EU. Senya at least se ebia omo kofa omo emba ewo fie aba, then they can show say ampa omo wo pre-settled status and answer omo wo settled status, which is indefinite leave to remain. With that, they can be able to show say me banie, and because of my pre-settled status na me and nti me pese me ba no nso ebe join me e wo krom ha, and if they are able to show say saa akwala no ebia we dey under 21 nti ya me ba, then that child can come and join them here in the UK. And as a year and as a chrono able to mean so abe join omo, as long as they can show say na a chrono and as a year no was and married to them before 30th and as a 31st of December 2020. Into they also have to be able to show say the relationship was ongoing before that date. Nti ɛno nso saa no na yɛ EU nationals anaasɛ yɛ EE nationals no nso ahyɛ ne nso. And when it comes to those who are looking to also make applications for almost family members, when you say dodoɔ no if they are coming from the EU, ebia ɔmo mba no nso ɛwɔ EU no mu a ɔmo
Mm.
ɛwɔ passports no bi. So when they are making this application, say ebia makɔtena me kurom for 3 years, mate sɛ EU settlement scheme bi aba. Sɛ ɔmo betumi akyerɛ nko ara deɛ sɛ they have not lived outside for more than 5 years. Na ɔmo wɔ evidence sɛ na ɔmo yɛ adwuma ɛwɔ kurom ha, then they can make the application under the EU settlement scheme. Into me payslips ni anaasɛ sɛ ɔmo wɔ employment history nso so a they can use that as evidence to show say na ɔmo te kurom ha a ɔmo yɛ adwuma. Nti ɛno no saa no ɔmo betumi akyerɛ sɛ na ɔmo te hanom for less than 5 years anaasɛ na ɔmo te kurom hanom for a continuous period of 5 years or more. Ebi ɔmo bɛtena
Okay.
ha 8 years anaasɛ 10 years. Nti evidence na ɛkyerɛ ne nie. Nti because ɔmo atena kurom ha kyɛ ne nti evidence na ɛkyerɛ sɛ na ɔmo yɛ adwuma ɛwɔ kurom ha no nso nie. Nti ɛno no saa no sɛ ɔmo yɛ application a they have to be able to show that they were able to reside here in the UK for that continuous period of time, and that they had obtained that right to permanent residence, and now say they were able to show say as much as possible they had residence here in the UK. Into almost friendly certificates of registration say oh less than 5 years now, a certificate of registration and they say oh 5 years or more, and as a what's not hand 5 years or more, then they will show say they have that permanent residence card. Internal sano, then you are able to then show say because of a no more mame sa limited leave to enter maybe to me assign by UK biom, and I say sa indefinite leave to enter send me to me assign a room biom with my passport no, because as we all know there are some who are not sure say EU settlement scheme no ebe kan mu ana. So this is not for nkrofo a ɔmo ntena krom hada. Nti afei na wayɛ wadwene sɛ wobɛtena UK krom ha deɛ a this is not for you, because under appendix EU sɛ wontumi ɛnkyerɛ sɛ na wote kurom hanom before the 31st of December 2020 then unfortunately you will have to apply to come as a skilled worker and as a student and as any route that you find suitable. Ebia wɔ British akwadaa anaasɛ yere anaa ekunu ɛwɔ kurom ha, maybe you can apply through those routes. But say enter sadia, then unfortunately you cannot come to the UK, sir, just without any application to come and live here. It's over to me about visit, but to me and yesterday, because now we have employers who are always requesting for we share code, because someone named say EU for no, they have to have share code ninety. With them, no, they will always ask, we share code wa here. We have to be able to check if you have the right to work. Whereas before, no, or EU passport, nobody is questioning you. Nobody is looking at whether you have the right to work and answer only right to work. But you see, at the EU passport crampona, the employers will be asking for your share code to find out say oh rights are debate to me aye juma ha. And most of the employers between 2019 to 2021 were very active in helping people with the EU settlement scheme. Into say after na ordering so person back home had yeah, then unfortunately the EU settlement scheme will not be applicable to you because to me it meets the requirements, no, and you would then have to make other alternative means of coming back to the UK, either through student visa, saying American, and I say either through the skilled worker visa, and I say oh family or UK chrome ha more indefinite, and I say more British citizenship, yeah, then that will be another route for you. But unfortunately, so only any of those options there, you may not be able to come to the UK to come and live and work here.
Right. There's no
Obi
hope.
Bisa question said, I'll say, I'm an EU national with settled status. I would like to bring my wife and son to me. Do I have to pay the application for both and how much? And so, no, na, or what settled status are, or say a Chrome Hano. So, all your application, so, person or the number, about UK Chrome Ha, and in the area he can make the application under Appendix EU family permit. So obetumi akyerɛ sɛ ne yere no a ɔware no no na waware no before the 31st of December 2020. Into specified dates no 31st of December 2020. So obetumi akyerɛ nkwa deɛ sɛ meware me yere before that date. Me mma no nso saa no yɛwɔ wɔn ansa na saa date no nti meyɛ application no sɛnea metumi de me yere ne me mba no aba kurom ha. Under the EU settlement scheme, there is no fee. They have been very generous with this EU settlement scheme. Until before no, EU nationals and family members only £65 for application. To see there's no fee. Into sell all your application now, there's no fee at all involved. And honestly, what say you are in a relationship with Oyere and you are related to the children and say they want evidence of your relationship. And if nkwalaa no above the age of 21 yeah, then they will have to show say they are dependent on you in say no no sa no now would share financial support and everything else. Or was Sandy Abba said the marriage was this year. And to say if the marriage was this year, dear, then unfortunately no. Now about yeah appendix FM no I say and the appendix FM no so oh yeah EU national with limited leave to remain sɛ application no nipa na ɔwɔ Ghana ɛyɛ na then they will have to be able to meet all of the requirements which anybody with British citizenship and say indefinite leave to remain who is making an application for his spouse to join him no will have to also meet into your relationship requirements. So much said na more relationship more muni mo ho and you are now married in some way share and you know each other even before you married. And then you also have to be able to show, say, pa more worry and not more worry before no crampo jai. And I say more worried that then of course you're above the age of 18 more genuine relationship. And then you should be able to show the English language requirements. Into Nipa no wa Ghana no ɔbɛyɛ saa English language test no at a level A1. So our university degree deɛ and deɛ ɛno ne sɛ ɔrekɔ ECTS online akɔnfirm with ECTS sɛ ne degree na ɔwɔ no ɔmo kyerɛ mu wɔ English ɔsan so tumi meet common European framework level A1 no nso anaasɛ ɔbɛtumi meet more than the required framework level na ɔmo hwehwɛ no. And then, of course, they have to be able to show, say, they can also meet the financial requirements. Nti nimpa na ɔwɔ UK krom ha ɔwɔ EU settlement scheme no so no, he has to be able to show say ɔno no ɛyɛ adwuma na adwuma na ɔyɛ no ne akatua na sɛ ne sika na ɔgye no gross no is more than 18,600. ɛna ɔwɔ dan a ne yere ba a ɔbɛtumi atena mu nti tenancy agreement anaasɛ mortgage deed no ɛbɛtumi akyerɛ ɛno nso saa ɛna
Mate,
nipa no a
lawyer.
ɔwɔ fie no nso ɛbɛyɛ tuberculosis test akyerɛ sɛ ɔne ɛwɔ ne mu nti ɛno
Nice
nso
one.
saa ɛwɔ hɔ.
Nti da phone pa and apologies say and yɛntumi ama union mentumi anjoin ba sɛ the medical kan no na me ɛyɛ adom a next week hɔ no kwan biara so yɛbɛyɛ quiz no yɛtumi nso so ama mo aba mu na time no sɛ de sikɔ no nti na ɛsɛ lawyer ɛkyerɛkyerɛ no ma mede ma yɛ lawyer on the final note no wada roma just about 5 minutes bi na wada roma yɛmpagye mu na sɛ maka sɛ mede wɔka minute no de kwan biara so mede wade bɛma wo nti sɛ wode mɛkɔ court nti agya got about 5 minutes na yɛn sign it off na next program mmra
Patcho you, and that's it. It's a very quick one. Obviously, how long do we have to wait now for leave to remain to be attended to having family with young kids? And see, I'm sure say why your parents' root application and yena yen said because of coronavirus they had a bit of backlog and now Ukraine one also by yeah about my man so a year tinting into with now they have started to try to go back to their normal standard period of um attending to applications. I know say we are parents there usually it takes 6 months. And no your partner and I say that partner route no so dear. I know say dear no is a bit quicker than more parents routes no so. In see it's still the 6 months standard period for or parents routes no so. But it is only speaking in literal terms because 6 months no most of the time no you know say with the backlog they may not be able to keep to that 6 months so make provision for an extra 3 months in line with their eco cost no because they have already said that they are trying to attend and process applications as quickly as they can but we know that they are not able to meet their standard period service times. Nti ɛno saa no patro bebree sɛ wowɔ sika a wobɛtumi etua for priority service ne deɛ a then please you can apply for priority service. Meaning the clients bi a ɔyɛ application ne 2020 or say me deɛ mɛka kyerɛ obiara sɛ ɔntua priority service because sɛ wode wɔ application kɔtom na wo sɛ wotwɛn ɔmo a wobɛtwɛn saa nti sɛ wowɔ sika no a wode bɛtua priority service deɛ a ɛnna tua priority service na ɔmo make a decision no as soon as possible and sɛ saa deɛ a then you just have to put in your mind say there may be some delays in regards to application or nti you just have to bear in mind that there will be those delays and if you are somebody who has made application for 2.5 years now or sign akoye biom dia then they will have that section 3C law which applies to say saa nimpa wei because ɔyɛ ne application ansa na ne leave no ɛwu ne nti ne right na ɔwɔ no ɛda so ɛkɔ so saa until a ɔmo bɛ make a decision on the application no so nti ɛno no saa no na ɔwɔ some sort of should I say backing because you have the law on your side ɔmo bɛtumi de wɔ unique application number no nso ayɛ ɔmo employer checking service check no saying to me who say you are able to work and I say you have the right to work And then for those who do not have any leave at all, almost person on your application not there, please, if you have that £800 for priority service, not with your extra £800. Yes, and see, I know, sir, there are just a few more questions, but I will leave it here because meaning said the next
carry forward.
it's when they say other program no still has to start. But thank you so much. More ama
Once again,
ejumedie no
apologies.
aye kama. Yeah.
Yɛntumi anhyɛnse yɛ ntɛm mofa nkyɛɛ paa nti sɛ maka no gbaa mede lawyer Eunice ka bebree nti no ɛkwan bia so next week no I will pay it all nti no ɔnhyɛ no so ɛma me nyame hyira wo na ɛma wo ne abusuafoɔ nyinaa so so wo ne wo team no so so afihyia paa
Medase.
This is our world. Here we are in our community. There are the laws. There are the regulations. We have BWF Solicitors. BWF Solicitors, experts in all aspects of the law, family law, civil litigation, all immigration and nationality issues, representation in court, marriage and divorce. We pride ourselves to give you excellent legal services and follow through till we get you the right result and decisions. That is our mutual satisfaction. We have a team of excellent qualified solicitors and support team to help you every step of the way. Our senior partner with over 30 years of unbroken service to the community is a member of the Family Law Panel and has advised several lawyers and institutions in many legal matters. He is qualified to practice both in the UK and in Ghana. Come to us. Speak to us. Let us represent you. We are your trusted community partners when it comes to the law. Locate us on the 4th floor of the Anna House, 214 to 218 High Road at Seven Sisters in North London, N15 4NP. Nearest train station, Victoria Line to Seven Sisters Station, exit number 2. We are open for all consultations from Monday to Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Weekends by appointment only. Call us now on 0208 493 7340 or 077 127 61884. BWF Solicitors, your trusted legal partner.